Hello my friends and welcome. In this episode, I would like to tell you about the origins of Christmas. Although Christmas is all sugar plum fairies and candy canes these days, it wasn't always that way. So here are some chilling facts about Christmas that will hopefully get you in the festive spirit. From ancient times, the season that we now know as Christmas was a midwinter celebration called the winter solstice, or Yule. A pagan festival, the winter solstice was a time to celebrate the fact that the worst of the winter was over, and the people could look forward to longer days with more sunlight within the near future. Ultimately, everyone was celebrating the fact that they were the ones to have survived another winter. In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrated Yule, or Yuletide, from December 21st right through to January, burning fires and feasting for a full 12 days. Though nowadays we tend to celebrate all through December. Yet the holiday took a more fearful turn in Germany, where many people believed that the pagan god Odin would observe his people from the sky during the winter solstice, deciding who would survive the winter, and who would not, almost as if he was making a list, and checking it twice. In warmer regions such as Rome, the people celebrated Saturnalia during December, in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, once again to celebrate the end of the worst of the winter. It was a time when the social order was turned on its head, slaves and peasants ruled the city and celebrated with plentiful food and drink. This in turn was the first instance of the winter solstice as a charitable season. When Christianity was still a new religion, nobody even thought to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Only in the 4th century did Pope Julius choose to celebrate the occasion on December 25th, conveniently timed to overshadow and absorb the traditions of Yule and Saturnalia. A bloody battle between pagan holidays and Christian rule ensued, and by the Middle Ages, Christmas had almost completely replaced the ancient pagan holidays. With Christmas came the legend of Saint Nicholas. This legend varies from culture to culture, but they all agree that he was a benevolent man, a protector of children, celebrated for his charitable nature. In Scandinavian culture, the same figure appears as Sinterklaas, who eventually made his way to America by the end of the 18th century as Santa Claus, a magical being who flew from house to house delivering presents to deserving children. But what happened to the not-so-deserving? Every protagonist has an antagonist, and just as the Christian God finds his counterpart in the devil, Santa wasn't the only creature visiting houses during the winter solstice. In Belgium, the Netherlands and Austro-Bavarian cultures, misbehaving children could expect a visit from the terrifying Krampus, a half-goat, half-demon that at best would leave a lump of coal, and at worst would kidnap the child, never to be seen again. If any naughty children thought they would get away with a couple of weeks of good behavior before Christmas, they'd be in for a shock. Krampus wouldn't wait until Christmas Day to punish these naughty children. Krampusnacht continues to be celebrated across many European regions on the 5th December. Combining both Christian traditions with pagan roots, Krampusnacht sees parades, offerings of Krampuslauf, schnapps, and the exchanging of Krampuskarten, greeting cards depicting the terrifying Krampus. Americans didn't truly embrace Christmas until the 19th century, and it didn't have the smoothest beginning. Christmas had become a time for the poor and unemployed to riot in huge gangs. In a tradition inspired by the earlier celebration of Halloween, Americans demanded fine food and drink from the upper classes and caused trouble if their demands weren't met. Deciding that the violence must end, communities were urged to gather together, rich or poor, to celebrate the closing of the year in the same way that Christmas was celebrated elsewhere. Back in England, the Christmas tradition was also changing. Previously a time of hedonism and a huge festive celebration, The holiday was turning into a more peaceful and family-oriented time. In 1843, Charles Dickens wrote The Tale, A Christmas Carol, which spread a message of charity and kindness, which resonated with both English and American societies. As Christmas became even more popular in America, it was reinvented as the perfect family holiday. Old customs lifted straight from the pagan days, such as decorating trees, sending cards to family and friends, and exchanging gifts, became an essential part of the Christmas tradition. Eventually, this commercialized reinvention became the accepted celebration of Christmas all over the world. Since then, Christmas celebrations haven't changed much, but we've spotted some of our favorite hedonistic elements of the ancient winter solstice traditions creeping back in. For example, eating, drinking and being merry. Today here in Ireland, Christmas is the annual festival which marks the Christian celebration of the birth of Jesus, and its related observances, but also incorporates many pre-Christian customs. These customs range from the traditional food and drink consumed, decorations and rituals, as well as more modern phenomena such as the Christmas Day swim and annual television and radio events. The modern Irish Christmas has become more similar to that of the British and American festive period, with emphasis on gift buying and parties. Historically, for Irish Catholics, the festive period began on the 8th of December, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, with many putting up their decorations and Christmas trees on that day, and runs through until the 6th of January, or Little Christmas. In modern times, the Late Late Toy Show, on the last Friday of November, is viewed as the beginning of the Christmas festive period. The greeting for Happy Christmas in Irish is Nollaig Honag, which, the literal translation of this is Happy Christmas to you. First-time visitors are often surprised at how widely Christmas is celebrated in Ireland. The country effectively shuts down for a week between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. Retail opening times and public transport are severely restricted during this period. Many offices and places of work will shut as friends and family travel to celebrate Christmas together. Because New Year's Day is a public holiday in Ireland, the country doesn't really open up again until the first week of January. Christmas Eve, December the 24th, is traditionally a day for people to return to their hometowns from Dublin or abroad. On the evening of December 24th, families and neighbors get together at home, or in local pubs, which normally close early on Christmas Eve. The day after Christmas Day is a public holiday in Ireland. In the Republic, it's known as St. Stephen's Day, after the first Catholic martyr. In Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK, December 26th is known as Boxing Day. This is because, traditionally, servants and tradesmen were given gifts in boxes from their masters and clients on that day. In modern times, we often spend December 26th relaxing. There's no pressure to cook or entertain. It's a day to go for a long walk with your family and try to work off some of that Christmas Day dinner. We rarely experience a white Christmas in Ireland. In fact, we rarely get snow in Ireland at all. The Irish climate is surprisingly mild. Average December air temperatures hover between 5 to 8 degrees Celsius or 41 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, but rarely drop below freezing. It has been known to snow in Ireland at Christmas time, but white Christmases are few and far between, unfortunately. The tradition of erecting and decorating an evergreen tree arrived in Ireland via the German-born Prince Albert, husband to the British Queen Victoria. However, the custom has deep roots still. Before modern times, us Irish folk decorated our homes with all manner of greenery. Holly and laurel, for example, are plentiful in Ireland during winter time. In times past, these plants were considered a way to ward off evil spirits from your home. Finding a holly bush with lots of berries was traditionally considered a lucky omen for the year ahead. However, if the berries emerged earlier than December, Folklore dictated a harsh winter was to follow. Today, we Irish use the rich green leaves and bright red berries of holly to add colour to our homes at Christmas. Customs around mistletoe date back to the medieval period. Mistletoe was seen as warding off evil spirits and bringing good luck. Similarly to now, it was hung over the door of a dwelling. The custom of kissing under the mistletoe also dates back hundreds of years. Some say this is the best bit of Christmas. Illuminating a window in your home is an Irish Catholic tradition. The custom symbolizes that the homeowner would welcome in Jesus, Mary and Joseph, the Holy Family, unlike the innkeeper in Bethlehem that turned them away. It is also seen as a welcome to any guests or family members returning from far away. The youngest member of the family traditionally lit the candle. During penal times in Ireland, when practicing the Catholic faith was outlawed, a lit candle was a sign that it was safe to say Mass in the home. In bygone years, December 26th was synonymous all over Ireland with the Wren Boys. In Dingle, County Kerry, the custom has been revived and is still going strong. What are the Wren Boys? They're groups of people dressed up in straw hats and colorful costumes, with painted faces. They go door to door, playing music and looking for money to bury the wren. In ancient times, the wren was hugely symbolic to the Celts. At one time the wren was hunted and nailed to a pole. For this reason the day was also called Hunting the Wren. Thankfully, this part of the tradition has died out. January 6th is celebrated across the world as Little Christmas or Epiphany. In Ireland, January 6th is known as Nollagnam Born, pronounced Nullignaman, or Women's Christmas. Customarily, this was a day for Irish women to rest after working hard over Christmas. Men took care of the children and chores. Today, of course, Irish society has, hopefully, become less chauvinistic. Household duties are most definitely shared, even if Nollagnam is not celebrated as it once was. January 6th represents the end of the Christmas period for most Irish people. Christmas trees, wreaths, decorations, candles and holly are normally taken down on this date. And that, my friends, is my short story all about Christmas. I do hope you have a joyful and peaceful one. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.